go. Hey y'all. Looking to do more pro replays, but basically I am looking to learn. So this is going to be a replay where we're going to have 4 DAC against 2 American, 2 British on Winter Line, one of my favorite maps. Again, this is kind of going to be only top players only, including one of the top 5 4v4 players in the game. So super excited to just kind of learn from this. We're going to be seeing quite a few different players. Let's see if anybody's picked any battle groups so far. But coming out with the Weasel, I don't see any dingoes coming out just yet. Got a motorcycle here, and it looks like there might be doubling top, which is normal. It's really to contest this ammunition here, but a lot of times you'll see mid ignored on this map for the early engagements, since the bottom and top positions are just super important. It's really hard to contest this hill once it's won. So getting there early and getting position, getting into these sandbags, this green cover is going to be extremely important. And yeah, curious to see how this goes. I haven't seen any airdrops so far. Looks like it's just a lot of emphasis on the vehicles capping early. We have the dingo coming up. Looks like there's an early engagement here, which is not going to be too much. Again, having the scout just kind of go up and see where you're going against is a good idea. It looks like Zooks are coming out first, so expecting those early cars to come around and get the dingo on the bottom side. Looks like there's a contest here on the ammunition, and it's going to be really difficult to get past the dingo and the MG early on in this position. It has a lot of coverage. The dingo can bypass, go around the sandbag, so you can't really cover it from there, and they just tree damage. But double bikes coming out, and it might be a wipe here. No, he's not going to commit. The nice placement of the MG to cover the retreat, but he might just go past it. Yeah, there's nothing to really cover this out, and now is he going to get back? Looks that way. Yeah, picked up, not bad, but yeah, the primary action right now is coming here at the bottom, and it looks like, again, having this high ground position is super important. It doesn't help that he went Zooks early, so it's going to be tough for him to take this position, although the Zooks will make sure that the motorcycle can't come in. And there's triple dingo coming out, so I'm assuming Teal is going to go for, yep, he's going to get the light vehicle withdrawal, so he's going to go for armor. Most likely try to get Stewards outside of that, and kind of a mistake here. Lost the.
Our finest vehicle crewmen have been allocated.
And then
vehicles shall arrive on the field
so really relying a lot on these dingoes to do some damage, but there's no capping power. You can see that the capping is starting to push up a little bit, and Red has used the advantage of the hill to really
enemy
take
ground
this
forces
position. So
have claimed
it's a good
the
early
sector.
win for them. Nobody's taking this field so far, and it looks like they're getting pushed into the cutoff point here. So on the winter line, this is a key point, as is this, as a cutoffs for the top section. So if you can win this engagement as the Axis side for now, then you're going to really put a lot of strain on the resources, because even if they have these 2 top positions back, they're not going to be able to get those resources from them. So that's why you see them contest this specific area so heavily, because it's that important. You're going to really put your opponents in the back foot if they're able to take that. So yeah, not too much engagement here. Got the first motor half track out, so we're going to focus on this top side. Again, nobody's in the middle, really, because of the focus on the top and bottom position. And it looks like they're going to take the cutoff, so they can potentially take the fuel. And this is going to be a very key moment for the Allies. They're going to have to figure out whether or not they want to go middle or recontest this cutoff point, because ultimately, if they lose this position, they're going to lose the feeling, they're going to lose the extra ammunition, and it's going to be a rough game because they lost effectively both sides. So Axis is off to a very strong start, and just kind of looking to see if there's any more action down here. There's not. Looking to grab some of these, but ultimately, it looks like the Allies are starting to claw their way back here. We got the Zeus coming out, so trying to test what could be a lot of vehicles coming in from the Axis players, but also the bikes that have been causing a lot of problems. And again, they can cap as well. So right now they're capping the extra munitions, but the point is they really just want to control this area right here. This is the important area for the Allies once you lose. And it looks like they're starting to come back on this side. The Dingoes are really starting to press forward. They're going to get the bike potentially. There doesn't seem to be a nice hit from the Frenzy Grenadier. It looks like they upgraded their second tier. So they got access to that anti-vehicle grenade.
A victory point is being overrun.
And nice grenade thrown out. Gonna miss just barely, but the Dingo and the double engineers are starting to push up, and this is kind of the power of getting a little bit more, I would say, time and being a little patient, so building up that force. But it looks like the Penta-Grenadier squads with the AT rifles are kind of trying to come in, but nice cover from the Humber, and they're able to get out. That's a really nice macro. So 3-star Dingo Lights squad, it looks like he's starting to put you on refit. So switching over to Humber, and then we'll see what he's going next, whether he wants to go for Stewarts or he wants to go Bishops. I'm not really sure. Starting to push out into this area. You know what? I'm gonna put on cinematic mode a little bit just to get a little more vision. And it's
Humber armored car fueled up.
looks like we're gonna be
Royal Engineers trained and ready to go.
pushing out. Let me get out of cinematic mode. It's a little bit of a question. I don't know yet. It's my first time doing this. There's gonna be a little bit of issues, but let's see how this plays out. And
light vehicles are receiving training, Commander.
MG, not the biggest deal, but starting to see a lot of fights on the other side. Nice hit on the AT gun. Potentially already killing this. Yep, nice positioning. A little too far forward. I think he was trying to catch the MG, which he did. He grabbed it with that, but it looks like the Dingo's starting to come in, trying to take out the flak. Everything's on retreat, so there's nothing to really contest this. You got 2 Hunters coming in, so even if this one dies, it's going to take care of the flak. And that's a good trade. The flak is going to cause a lot more problems
The enemy
in the
has claimed the
Hunter, particularly when the top position is so contested right now. If you can double up with vehicles, it's not that far of a drive for at least these light vehicles that are super fast moving. So they can go ahead and swing around and catch them off guard, especially when you have them on retreat. You know there's not going to be anything that's going to contest it, like an AT rifle, stuff like that. And all they got to deal with now, which the Humber can deal with once it's prepared, is this MG to take that position. So I'm trying to figure out how to...
We've lost the sector to the enemy.
1 second. So camera... controls, default camera, context, capture skew, toggle map, screenshot mode. Where is this thing? Caps lock. Alright, well maybe I just have to... Control C, Control U, okay. Oh, there we go.
We're losing a victory point.
So, no. What are you learning on the spot today, people?
Victory
looks
point
like
belongs
they're
to the
going to be
enemy.
pushing a little mid. So the bikes are going to mid, trying to cap some of this area. The Weasel is going to go down, so kind of reducing the capping power a little bit. And looks like they're going to just go ahead and flank this MG. But there's another MG in the building.
We're losing a victory
So
point to
just
enemy
making
action.
it a little more difficult for them to cap this point, and it looks like they're just going to sacrifice potentially an engineer just to stop the bleeding a little bit. And
The
the bottom
enemy
one
has
is to
taken our
get contested
territory.
as well. So lots of action
The
on the map.
ability is
Typical
ready for
4v4
use.
is something that I love about this game so much. And it's starting to look as though they're going to really be pushing in from the Axis side. So a lot of back and forth. You know, one side pushes, wins, heals. The other side comes back, pushes, wins, heals, and then the Axis side has to heal. So one of the benefits of Zooks is they can delete this cover. So that green cover that originally was there as a benefit to whoever controls the top side is no longer there. So try to make it a little more easier. And the map is starting to become split, so this is kind of the natural
armored car
nice
ready for reconnaissance.
Trying to get that MG, so it looks like the Axis player will get the MG, which actually is super helpful. It's going to make sure that they secure this high ground, because there's a lot of infantry on the field, not a lot of armor like committed, because they're trying to split the map with the Hummers. But that's a dangerous kind of proposition. There's the AT rifle, AT guns in the Hummers. They're going to get away. Nice aggro from Teal, but ultimately not doing as much damage as he's doing right now. This is a good kind of situation where it's really difficult. Just kind of swing on the other side of the map. It looks like there's a fight at the victory point, but most of the action's here right now, so let's just kind of stick with it. So good use of smoke, trying to just take out the MG with the long range. So this is very typical. You see this with Stummels as well for the Axis player, where they smoke in front of like an AT gun or just to block any vision and then control ground, target the area they want. But you know, it's with these med trucks. By the way, nice hit. So again, the Zooks are really starting to pay off. So we're going very Zook heavy.
The beggars are
we're starting to see a lot of action
points.
in the console. Both teams are actually going very Zook heavy, so not entirely sure
Victory point lost. The
if
enemy
this
has
is
control.
meta. I'm assuming it is, since we're seeing it on two players on both sides of top teams, so maybe something that I've learned recently and just now, and it's really nice. So trading basically 3 Dingoes for 3 Humbers, really trying to stay in the middle of the map. So this is an interesting kind of position for Green, where he's really looking to find the opportune moment. If he sees an opportunity to top, he'll go for it, especially if he lost bottom left. It's not very motivated to make the bottom when he can gain the top flank right here. Like, this flank is super powerful. Pink is really holding his ground, and it looks like the Axis players have a really nice kind of tight hold on this, but their risk amount is a cutoff point, so they're starting to get overwhelmed. Even if they hold off the Hunters, it just takes like 1 unit to go, and
Jerry's not giving up
all of
another
this
fight.
is not
We're down to
matter.
300 points.
Nice call-in from Green, so really starting to get vision and understand what's going on there. We're starting to get in that mode where the points are starting to stack up. Get some call-ins here, create some space, and this is where the game sort of starts to change a little bit. And it's going to be interesting, especially when we start seeing the nice grade. We get a satchel coming up here as well, but we start to see the call-ins from the airborne, and if they can hit, it can swing the game massively. There's a lot of targets in a 4v4 map, not as traditional as like a solo map where, you know, it's not nearly as reliable. I mean, in this map particular, everyone likes to clump up in specific spots. As you can probably see right now, they're kind of clumped up here to defend this position. They're clumped up towards the bottom VP in that position. So, I mean, even if you miss, you could probably still hit a few things. And if you hit a key unit like, you know, med truck or AT guns that just don't get the move in time, like it can really start rack out. So the flak's starting to come
The enemy
in.
is pushing hard. We're down to 250 points.
They're going to retreat it, so even the med truck is here, they just choose to play it safe. But it looks like they're secured on the top and bottom, and the Axis players have a lot of room to kind of make mistakes. So it's really hard to totally take out a player, even if they lose a lot of army in 4v4, just because there's so many other players that kind of can cover the losses until they rebuild. So just because somebody's losing right now doesn't mean they're out, and that goes for even if Axis has both points right now. I'm curious to see if this middle position can start calling back at the bottom, so not playing on the hill as much and starting to play in the open area where you can start positioning your AT guns and your Humbers have a little more room, but it looks like the martyrs and the flags are here. So great AT kind of units for both sides. I think this is kind of a departure from what I've been seeing traditionally. Nice hit from the commando right before he got suppressed.
Anti-tank weapon and crew on the field.
It looks like there's going to be a combat. We got another call-in coming. Maybe it's just a scouting plane from Coh3, and Australian infantry and the 2-pounders are starting to come in. So slowly calling back, they secure their cutoff. I think resource-wise, looks like a lot of these guys are starting to really find a spot where they want to, plant themselves. So there comes a time in the 4v4 towards the mid game where you have this natural area where you feel you're comfortable from engaging within, and right now for allies it's middle top, and from the Axis players it's bottom top.
Commander, we have
and it's
artillery on
correlated
standby.
to what they have control over. So right now the VPs. But it is a slow bleed. There's a lot of victory points to kind of play around with. You don't have to rush things.
We can
The
now
worst thing you can
construct
do right now is to
self-propelled
go in and
artillery.
rush and lose everything, trying to commit to a fight that's not great. But again, you're starting to see what I mean. This cutoff point extends all the way here. So while it looks like both VPs are in control of the Axis and they're in the
enemy
advantage,
has pushed us back.
resource-wise they are not. Like,
One of our
they're
anti-tank
really
guns
suffering.
is
And
gone.
when you're down, this is one really critical way of pulling back, is to gain the resource advantage and take their engagements, because you know the lead is going to favor you, because they have less manpower, they have less munitions, and then they're fuel efficient as well, since they don't have the top fuel. But yeah, lots of green is going heavy infantry. Not spending a lot of time going through each one of the
ready? Here we are. We've lost the
factions and what
sector.
the battle groups are. Kind of just focus on the action a little bit and seeing what to do. So already coming in again. This is where I said, the game is going to start changing as already started out. Just because you win the early engagements does not mean you're going to be in a position to win later engagements. Especially when it comes to double RD, Teal and Blue really pushing in, taking out the Martyr. Probably going to try to take out these Martyr half tracks. At least one of them. They're going to take this one out for sure. And when even the best micro players in solo, when it comes to these chaotic battles in 4v4, multiple colonists come in, you're in kind of a very pumped up area. There's a rock here, rock here, rock here. It's really hard to kind of figure out what you're going to do. I think these guys are losing more than they traditionally would. But on the top side, you're starting to see Karos coming out. So really trying to emphasize
Anti-air
medium
tanks
tanks
are
right now,
available.
and with the 8-rad securing this position, but trying to secure not only the cutoff, but push into this plus 10 munitions. Because the plus 10 munitions gives you access to their cutoff as well in a favorable position. So you see a lot of emphasis from Pink to try to do this, but 2 AT guns and one placed right behind the Stranger wall is just like, it's going to be hard to break. And so, again, the allies need to get a cutoff point. They've done significant damage here, but it doesn't look like they've done enough just yet to actually push in. But that may change pretty soon. I'm not seeing top having too much action right now, just kind of poking and prodding, trying to get this fuel on the top. We have a couple of caches on either side. So the fuels, and you also have the munitions. I don't see any other caches around here. So we're going to see the allies really starting to pick up on the
carrier
armor
is ready.
with the double fuel cache, and they have the fuel on the top as well. So that contested fuel in the middle. Now comes another call-in. See if it hits, but it doesn't look as though. Oh, nice. Bishops are starting to come out. And Bishop's super powerful on this map. I don't see any Nebbles so far. I haven't heard any Nebbles. Obviously, because I think there's... Yeah, 4 DAX, so there's going to be no Nebbles. The Stukas could be starting to come into play, potentially. Haven't heard any Stukas come out, though, so... mostly focused on anti-tank medium medium armor, and this is starting to get in the stage where DAC is losing a lot of its potential, which now you're starting to see the allies push up a little bit, especially on the top side. It looks like they're just on the cusp of taking this. Pink's pushed pretty far back. The 18 guns are pushed far up. You got a smart thing from Aussies. You got these danger walls that are providing a lot of cover. Smokes are starting to come out. It looks like they're just trying to get rid of the walls and not do too much damage. But you know, here comes the bombing run. He actually established himself. Took out the church, came out in the church, took out the MG. So now they're clear to take the point. So even if, kind of what I was mentioning, even if you miss, you can still have some sort of impact with that. And here come the Stukas, starting to not completely whiff though, but just enough to take out the bottom. So it looks like we're starting to see a big push in from
Commander,
Blue.
we have artillery on standby.
Not going to do very much. Like positioning from the flag. He might be able to get the flag if he doesn't move it. It looks like, yeah, that's bad micro right there. Get a lot of pressure going on multiple sides of the map. It's hard to micro, and people tend to make mistakes even if you're like the best players. So, kind of a lesson learned to many of the people who quit early in these 4v4s. Lay it out. Like, look at this. You would think that,
on standby for orders.
like, the allies should be losing this, but I heard that. I don't know where. But it looks like they got the top position. They're in a time where allies seem to be pretty strong, and DAC is starting to get a little weaker.
The beggars are
We're
threatening
hoping
a fuel
that some
point.
Tigers start coming out. We got 2 Stukas on the top, so the Artie's starting to really come in. Looks like they're
We're
hitting the
losing a
top
victory
somewhere.
point to enemy action.
Not sure where. Okay. And the Aussie player is just
Victory point
continuing to
under enemy
put
control.
up these walls. So again, something to learn from the Aussie guys. I mean, that's not something I've done when I've made British, so. And I play Aussies, so that's a lesson learned for me, just try to secure that position, even in the 1300. So we're starting to see the rotations come in. So it's typical, again, if you lose your side of the map, you got to make that decision. Do you want to go mid,
We're losing a fuel
or
point.
do you want to keep contesting? And it looks as though there was a decision from Pink to start going mid. He doesn't seem like he's comfortable with pushing through on the top side, and we're just gonna effectively protect the cutoff point, and as many of these positions as possible. You're starting to see Stevens bombard mid. So what the plan looks to be is go mid and then secure bottom. Nice push, but it's in a lot of right here. But again, the push, even if you're taking damage, if the point is to get some vision so you can start putting some call-ins, that's worth it to take some of that damage, especially when your retreat point is somewhere around here. It looks as though
Toad 17-pounder anti-tank guns
right
are being
here
pulled up.
for Blue. So right next to his armor, he has a captain from the infantry support center. But this is going to be a pretty tough clawback, and now you're starting to see the mid and top positions be sort of secured by the allies, bottom, and mid now being the contested state. So as the later the game goes, nice hit from Yellow. Looks like he missed micro. He probably thought they were coming from here, and they went around this way.
The enemy has it.
Not the best micro from him, and it tends to happen in games like this, maps like this, where you can't always reliably know the path that you should be taking, especially if there's like a lot of crevices and stuff like that. Calling coming in, and it looks like it kind of whiffed, just like the call in from the bottom. But yeah, going really, really hard into commandos and switching from the anti-infantry to anti-tank has really been helpful for these guys. And, you know, something really cool to see, even when there's a presence of a lot of damage, you start to see the pickups take place. So I'm curious to see whether
are on standby for orders.
Yep, there we go. There's the Stukas coming in and really doing a ton of damage. But you're not seeing him retreat into the Stukas. You're seeing him wait until the Stukas are done and then retreating. So very smart play. 18 guns is down. switching to anti-tank to see if he can take these things out. And it doesn't look as though he will, but again, doing some damage, getting those veterancy points. So you see Green kind of take this choke position. So he wants to be a position to flank. It doesn't. So this is a little bit where I think the judgment is coming into play for these players. They're starting to see where they're needed. So you're seeing kind of a mirror movement on red. You know, they're both needed mid, but they don't necessarily have to contest top because their opponents are not really part like the top. Oh, squad wipe! Oh, nice hit. That's kind of a mistake, potentially not retreating, but you're seeing mirror movements from the top to bottom, which is very interesting. These players think a lot alike, where they're trying to go from their position of strength, which is areas that are not nearly as contested, and try to come up with more flank maneuvers and force an engagement. Because if you don't force it, that means you're going to concentrate more on mid. And the more they concentrate on mid, the less of an advantage it is for your team. And the 17 pounder is starting to come out, and this is where things start getting really difficult for the DAC players. Collins coming in, either that or just vision. Can't really tell what he's doing. Obviously, his vision is pretty wide.
The beggars are threatening a victory
You're
point.
starting to see the flanks coming in. You don't really care about the fuel. You know, 5 fuel is not going to make too much of a difference, but flanking into the cutoff and getting your position
artillery on standby.
to test mid from the top, that is a big power play, and that's going to be tough. These Shermans are doing some serious work. The speakers are starting to come in. Might get a one squad wipe, maybe not another one. How many Stukers are there? There's 2. Well, I'm seeing 2. Yeah, just 2. Martyrs are here as well. Maybe try to take out Matilda.
The Black Prince has been made available to serve.
Tough for them to do it. This is not a position you want to hit from. Colin coming in here. Let's see if they hit.
Territory
2 Collins
sector
coming in.
lost, Commander. Our anti-tank gun crew has been killed.
And you're starting to see red push in from the
75
bottom
points
side,
remaining for us.
it's going to be tough. He doesn't have too much AT. He has that 1 AT gun. They're trying to take out the right ones. It's nice. He's not going to die. Great for him. And he's just going to repair himself. Oh, wait.
The enemy have taken our territory. Light recon reporting.
Again, this top position is getting
We just lost an anti-tank gun.
Very cool.
Engines toast!
Yeah, it looks as though you're starting to see a lot of winning engagement from the ally side, and a nice force coming in from bottom from pink. So trying to support his ally, maybe they're starting to reposition themselves at the top and see if they can take you. You're starting to see emplacements come out from green. You know, just that extra manpower. Let's see. He's at 91, so he's got more manpower to use. So you might see caches. You might see. Oh no, looks like they took bottom too. So this is kind of a swing opposite position. DAC is now,
Reports of enemy movement near our
while
victory
winning all
point.
game, they're in a position in late game where it's a little harder to push, and you're starting to see that patience paying off for the
They've
allies.
captured a
And
victory point.
they didn't overcommit to anything. You got the Stukas coming in here. These bishops have been just like causing major damage. And they've been, looks like they're targeting the Stukas. So you get a
Defend our
martyr
victory
destroy
point.
here. You
We're
got a
losing it.
that was destroyed previously.
Recon away notice.
Great engagement stuff. So
The victory point is under enemy control now.
really cool stuff. I think
A victory point is under
gonna start
attack. We
seeing-
must act.
a last ditch effort from
We'll be over the target area soon.
one of the 2 teams. Both out. You can always see the last ditch effort from allies if they feel like they
Victory
have the
point
advantage.
now under enemy control.
Especially with like Crusaders. They have the positional advantage as well.
Bingo fuel in. Head back to base. Grasshopper reporting in.
And then they have the 17 pounders.
Yeah,
So even if
infantry on
they
the
get
field,
the
Commander.
17 pounders in
Enemy
place, they can really do some hurt. Let's see if they can see. No, they're getting some vision here. Oh, wow, close.
We could take it to many heads. Going down.
Oh, wow. But, one thing about 17 pounders is stationary. It looks like he's attacking
got
ground in the
paratroopers
air
waiting in
that
the wings,
he was
Commander.
fighting. And we're starting to see one come in. Just getting on the high ground. AT guns coming up. But the Artie's really starting to come in. The wrist tanks are here as well. It looks like yellow's starting to pick up into the middle position, and they're looking to not leave the top position and commit more middle and try to win that decisively. And when that's it.
Enemy movement near victory point.
And I don't see a lot of Artie going into the middle. So the Artie from the back base, Artie's starting to focus on victory point just to get it. You don't typically you see Artie more towards the back. It's either because there's key units there or they have a winning position. But when you're trying to take the middle, you're just Artieing right in front of the point, so they can't take it after you smoke. And
enemy movement near victory point.
It doesn't seem as though right now they're making up too much ground, and I think it's going to be tough for them to kind of go push into this area.
A victory point has fallen into enemy control.
So in terms of fuel count, there's going to be less and less fuel for the back as well. They have that one fuel up there. They have this fuel, this fuel. So they have 4 fuels effectively, and it looks as though allies have significantly more +2 caches. So they didn't cache the fuels. Not entirely sure what's the case, but it may be fuel deficient. Let's check one of those guys.
We have surplus munitions. We are losing the lead.
Trying to set up anti-flank tanks, but
Anti-tank
with 2 bishops on the field, it's going to be tough. Already coming in on the 17 pounders, but 17 pounders doing
enemy forces have captured the victory point,
and just can't move them, so you might as well just let them shoot.
Payload ready to go.
Man, these things hurt. But if they don't kill them, they're just going to get a recruit. But it looks like they really want to just try to.
Our forces are down to 200 points.
Man, looks like Green's trying to scout out where that is, and he might just drop a bombing run on it.
Our munitions point is being neutralized by the enemy.
Bishop's just trying to. It looks like they're getting the middle position back. So another swing back against the patient by the DAC players, seeing if they can. Ooh, nice hit. So not getting that, but capping it. So at least it's not stopping the bleeding a little bit. But yellow's coming in from the flank, and these Crusaders are just having a field day. But pink should be around the area. There's an anti-tank shotgun here. This is tanking the anti-tank, so it's not shooting at the Crusaders.
We have surplus munitions. We're losing
and it looks like they want to count from that, but pink and yellow's starting to flank, and it doesn't look like the martyrs are in the right position. There's no martyrs, so yeah. Trying to win the decisive engagement bottom. There, any Collins coming in. There's a bombing run coming in right on top of the flak.
Towing vehicle destroyed.
The flak is gone. So nice coordination from green and yellow and blue. Just
attack has been silenced at the front.
Taking out pink. I mean, it wasn't even close. It was just swarming the bottom side, and they let them potentially have the mid, which they didn't even get the middle point.
The enemy holds all victory points.
Pretty dire for the DAC players. How much did Orange lose? Let's see. He's at about 86
enemy
pop.
forces have claimed our sector.
Red's at 28 pop, so Red's actually the one who lost all that. Not Orange. But yeah, that's that's a game-winning move right there, and it's tough to see them coming back from that. They're gonna start securing all the bottom. If they push hard enough, they could just get this cash out. And looks like the beginning, the end, they got all the points, and you know, good. I think overall,
Confirmed.
really good
We have
coordination
100 points
in that
remaining.
point. So, red was kind of holed up here, and you have blue on this side, yellow coming from there. Actually, sorry, they were here. So, yellow coming from here. You had another player coming from this side, and then you had blue on the flank, on the main position here. Down like
we have 75 points remaining.
and then you must have had a little bit of Hardy coming as well from the bishops, I think. So, lots of a key decisive moment. You know,
Territory sector lost.
the thing I learned about these games is there's a lot of patience to take an engagement when you feel like you have a shot at winning. You know, sometimes you don't, but it's better to do that than trying to just rush it blindly. And that's the game. Yeah, so I'll leave this kind of open, go through the graphs, and you can pause there if you want to see it. But yeah, my first time streaming this, learned quite a few things, and I'll be streaming more 4v4s, so I exclusively play 4v4s, decently ranked, I think, so I have could talk about it a little bit. Gonna see if I can improve along the way and learn something new on how to control the cinematic vision and do streamer mode. So yeah, it's been great, and hopefully we can continue to see more of these. Thanks for watching.